Welcome back to another episode of You're the Prize. I'm Alex.
And I'm Alexis. And I'm really excited about this episode today with my tennis coach, Ray Chang. We get into it.
Like a big gem, nothing matters.
Which, huge relief.
Yeah.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We talk about all sorts of things that you can apply to real life that I've learned on the tennis court. And even if you're not a tennis person, you might be by the end of this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I just learned that I shouldn't be going after every ball that comes my way.
I'm still learning.
Well, this is baby steps. We talk about things like strong foundations and not flailing your arms around, which seems silly, but is actually really helpful.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, and we'll chat with you soon.
And since Alex got to bring his therapist to work a few weeks ago, I decided I was going to bring mine this time, except for my therapist. He's not my real therapist, but he is my tennis coach. And Ray and I work out more shit on the tennis court than... I really should probably actually get rid of my therapist, and I hope she doesn't listen to this, because
Yeah.
I love her, but it's like, Ray, you and I hitting balls, there is just something about movement, we've talked about this, that it works it out. Sometimes I don't even know how I feel until I get onto the court with you. We play early.
We do.
But I mean, you, I think, sometimes know how I feel before I do.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting when you come out in the court and you're really focused and hitting well.
Yeah.
I know things are good. And because you're not distracted. You're really just out there and you're in a joyful place.
Yeah.
And it shows up on your tennis game. It shows up on the court.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's cool about tennis is you can spend 5 minutes with someone and know who they are and where they are emotionally and spiritually and all that.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think how we are as people comes out in how we approach our game. So your approach to life is your approach to your tennis game. So, for instance, if you're very tight and you're not swinging and you're using a lot of arms, you're not connected, right? You're reserved. You're afraid. You're pulled in, and then say someone's hitting a ball and they're loose and they're hitting balls over the net, over the fence. It's a little different, right?
Yeah.
So you can those are easy telltale signs, but you can definitely tell. I've hit enough balls with Lex that we know where we're at and when to let her just pound balls and be quiet, which is important.
Okay, it's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think there are other games, sports like that you would have the same kind of feedback?
I think all sports and all physical activity have that ability. Like how someone dances, how someone even is walking. And I probably walk different when I'm upset or in a different place than when I'm joyful. I mean, I'm almost skipping. We're always skipping when we're joyful.
Yeah.
So I think it's physicality and our emotional state are one, and they're tied into each other for sure. Yeah, all sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even you saying that about being tight, like I felt my shoulders, as we're having a conversation, I felt my shoulders relax into my body, and it's almost like whatever subconscious thing is saying, like, tighten up, now I can release that energy to be focused more on the conversation. So, okay.
Well, you bike, so how do you feel when you're in different emotional states when you're biking? Do you bike better when you're joyful?
Yeah, I think, yes. Biking takes a certain level of concentration, right? Because there's so many cars driving around. So there is an element of me that needs to be a little bit rigid, but no, it's way more enjoyable when I'm not frustrated or rushing, and if I've, had a good night's sleep, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, all of that makes sense.
I think it's all tied in, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Lex and I have had a lot of great moments on the court, and just like in life, sometimes you have to listen more. And there are times where, look, I don't say anything, and it's just because she needs that. You need that space, not to be told. You don't want advice. And then I just feed a ball, and we actually work on getting it out. So she pounds balls, and ironically, some of the best tennis is done in your like angst. Yeah. You're getting something out.
Yeah.
And so.
I love that as an outlet because I think emotions can get kind of trapped. But you also sometimes, I think you don't want to necessarily scream or cry, or it gives this physical pathway that has a lot of charge to it, but it feels, I don't know, there's something I don't want to say, it feels more in control. Like you when you see a kid like lose their shit and they're like, it is just coming out of their body and they're throwing themselves on the floor.
So you're channeling it.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, I mean, as adults, we're just like simply not allowed to do that.
Yeah, God, I would love to have a tantrum.
Just a tantrum
on the floor in the middle of a Target or wherever is not being boycotted right now.
But we don't get those opportunities to do that. But I think sometimes, but we kind of do need to have tantrums, I think, to work through things, and it feels to me like a safe and less shameful way to work through something. And I also find myself like, I'm a little bit afraid of anger. Like anger feels kind of like, ooh, like it's gonna take me. But if I can like take that anger and unleash it on a backhand, suddenly that anger is, I'm channeling it as opposed to letting it take me somewhere.
I think it's actually a source of power, right? You look at the amazing people in sports like the Michael Jordans and Kobe Bryant's. Their teammates will tell you they get angry if you know, and if you insult Michael Jordan, he comes back and scores 50 points on you, right? Yeah. So they know how to channel all that energy, and it's all energy. It's just how do you take that energy, right? And so we do spend a lot of time on the court channeling, redirecting it. It's not necessarily hiding or masking and which is what we do in just normal life. It's like, I'm angry, but I can't be yelling at Alex, so I'm going to just, I don't know, do something fidgety or something.
Really angry, yeah.
Well, I'm also thinking about like the noises that I hear tennis players make when they're making contact with the ball. It almost now is sounding like that is whatever extra energy is not going into the ball is then being expressed through verbally. It's
like martial arts when they go kiet, they go hi.
Yeah.
That's what it's happening. I do it. I actually do it too. I don't think about it, but it's like a kiet in martial arts. And the tennis that I teach incorporates martial arts and yoga. So I'll say
breathing.
Yep. And sometimes I'll just talk about breathing. I won't be talking about technique, and it all comes together that way. So it is about connection with yourself, breathing, balance. Like all sports, you have to be balanced. You have to be balanced, or you have to have a sense of what your body's doing. And self-awareness. And I think that's what's beautiful about tennis and other sports and other physical activities, is that you get to be in touch with who you are. You get to find out who you are, what you're made out of, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Sometimes when you ask me, do you know where the racket is? I realize I don't.
Even if it's in your hand?
It is always in my hand when he asks me that. Always.
So sometimes what people do, and sometimes Lex does this, you set up your racket, and instead of going from point A straight to the ball, you pump it back. It's like a punch. Sometimes, like in JKD, Jun Kito, which is Bruce Lee's martial arts, you don't pump back. You shouldn't pump back at all in martial arts or fighting, because that pump back opens you up, right? So you go straight from point A, wherever your fist is, straight to the ball. And that's what it is with tennis. It's just set your racket and go from point A through to point B over your shoulder. That's it. Not set your racket, take it back, and then go through. And that moment you take it back, you're going to be a little off.
Right.
So.
And why do you think we take it back?
Oh, just because I think it's natural. You want to, like, when you punch someone, you want to kind of get that maximum force. And in tennis, I think Lex is learning, it's not always about how hard you swing. it's about structure. I talk about structure all the time, that contact point. And you want that contact point to be structured. So when you hit the ball, it's not that I've created so much force that my balls are going so hard. It's that when the ball hits my structure, it's like a wall.
Wow.
Right? So you can hit a
have,
ball
like,
as hard as you want into a wall.
Okay.
It's not moving. It's not about force, it's about having that structure. So once you have that structure, you can then follow through over your shoulder a little faster and create topspin, or come underneath it and create.
You have more control when you come from that place. When you can time it, right?
Yeah.
Then you start from a place of intention.
I mean, it's
It's
just
all-
the parallels
yeah.
to life, and that almost like this almost feels like reactivity versus just being, point A is grounded.
Yeah.
And you know what's coming, and you're like planted and ready for it. That's great.
Taking that analogy into life, I think the thing is interesting is that people do think that they need to do more. There's all this excess motion. A lot of what I do on the tennis court, and Alex will agree with me, that I try to get rid of excess motion. And we do that in life, right? We're working so hard. I'm working so hard. I'm doing this. It's like, stop. It's right there. Just go to it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, I don't know, waving your arms all over the prize here. It's right there.
Yeah.
Just see where you're going, swing through it, and it feels easy, right? And you see other people. It's like, if you ever watch two pros warming up, it looks so easy, and it looks like they're not swinging at all, but the ball is just going back and forth so fast. They just have timed that structure. So it is timing. It's being ready. You have your structure ready, so when the ball comes in the right place, you just turn into it and you have structure. And I think life is like that. There's so many things that are around us, and as I get older, I find all of these beautiful things that are here that I was thinking I was working so hard, and like, why didn't I'm working 10 times harder than this person? Why am I not? It's because I'm working too hard.
Yeah.
Work smarter, efficient.
The other lesson that is connected to that of like the structure is getting yourself to the right place.
Yeah.
And like you said recently, that if it's your ball, it will be easy. If you like, I struggle with my serve. This is the thing that because
You're trying to go after every ball.
if you don't have a toss, like the right toss, like you don't have to you hit the ball when the ball's in the right place. It's completely in your control. Sure. You are in control of the serve. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I find serving the most maddening part of my game. I think because it's all on me. It's like I have to do the toss and then I have to swing and hit it.
It's patience for you.
Yes.
You just, and we talk about this and how it relates to relationships and things like that. The right guy, the right person, the right relationships come into your life, they're around.
Ball.
Wow.
But you can't try to grab it all. You can't try to hit every ball. No. Oh, there's a guy, I'm going to try to make that work. Oh, no. Wait for the guy. Wait for the ball. I'm mixing him up here. Wait for the ball to be in the right place. If it's not, don't swing at it.
Yeah.
And even then, sometimes, you find...
I got a lot of balls coming into my orbit. I don't know what to tell you.
Some would say you're blessed.
Yes.
But the analogy of that in life, like, you're right. We're always trying to do the most and everything, and there's almost, like, I guess you could say, like a scarcity mindset of like, well, what if another ball doesn't come, or this is the last chance for me to get a point, so I have to. But if that wasn't the ball, or it's not the ball, you're never going to make the point regardless. And so trusting
that the right ball is going to happen.
Yeah.
And then you need to just be patient, right? Put yourself in the right position. When the ball's there, it's so easy. You just arm comes over the shoulder and there's your serve, beautiful serve. Or I'll sometimes just put your legs involved, get your legs involved. She does it and it's amazing, right? But you've got to do those things. You can't want to hit every ball. Yeah. Oh, you can want to, but you shouldn't try to hit them all. Yeah. If they're not in the right place.
Yeah. Not in the right place. And also just being aware of where you are.
Yeah.
It's like when you say to me, use your legs. It's like, the thing, they all sound so
But they're
easy,
also,
but it's like I wasn't using my legs.
Yeah.
It's like he only said it because he could see these dumb bitches across the
Yeah.
court just not bending her knees at all.
Well, you forget about that, and I think when we're impatient, we start to skip past
Yeah.
those things we know. So I'll go back to mechanics. So taking it back to tennis, the mechanics: set your body low and finish over your shoulder. And I can't tell you how many students I've had for years sometimes, and like, what is that?
Yeah.
That's not the mechanics. If you trust the mechanics, you'll be okay. And when I take a new student, for instance, and they're having trouble hitting the ball, I will just say, let's count every time you set your body and follow through over your shoulder. I don't care whether or not the ball goes over, because then now we're establishing mechanics, the correct mechanics, and then it's just a matter of like, okay, you're too close to the ball. Let's move you away. Same mechanics. Then you can hit
It's the
it.
basics. It's starting with your foundation. And,
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you do the foundation the same way, then you can make adjustments. We talk about that too, right? So if your toss is in the wrong place, it doesn't, you don't hit it. And if you set and swing for your serve every time, you'll know where that ball is easy to hit, and then you just put it in the same place every time. Right? So if you have a good foundation in life or tennis, then you can make the adjustments.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Hitting a lot of balls and making adjustments based on what you did. Into the net, raise that racket. Out, turn that racket face down.
It sounds so simple.
It
Like,
is.
It is. And
It
it
is.
Just, yeah.
I think, and that's, it's sort of a pet peeve of mine watching coaches coach badly, because it just hurts me because it's simple, and sometimes I see coaches making it much harder. Like, why? Like,
What does bad coaching look like? I wouldn't know.
I think I think bad coaching is when someone uses their arms. Like, I teach my forehand and backhand. You remember this? You cross your shoulders and you pivot. That's your forehand, and then you turn this way, and it's your backhand. It has nothing to do with your arms at that moment. So if you focus on the core, that's the basis. So when I see, say, a student just being very army, just kind of pushing in, and then the coach going, "Oh, great," and all they're talking about is the ball went in. That's great, the ball went in, but can you do it again and again and again? No, because there's no foundation. You got lucky and everything timed out so that ball went in, but it's 1 out of 20 balls because you're not using your core. That drives me crazy because that person doesn't have a foundation to grow on. So all they're going to try to do is get lucky again, and that's not learning. That's not teaching tennis. That's just being a ball person saying in, out, good. In is good, out is bad.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
God, the parallels to life. I think most of us are running through life just flailing our arms around and getting the ball in and thinking that was right, but then we're not realizing like the consequences or what it means in other areas to have poor form and not have the foundation.
Yeah.
So, but it feels like, well, I did something because I got it over the net or I did it, but it's like, no, okay.
When people talk about relationships and they say, but he was a good person, or she was a good person, that is an element in a relationship, but that doesn't mean they're the right match. Alexis and I talk a little bit about this. They can be a great person, but just not the right match for you. And I think that's the balance too, right? You just want to find the right match. It's not about a good person or bad person. It's not that. It's not an opinion. It's just, does this person work with me, right? Do they understand do they match up with me well?
Yeah. Very wise, Ray. Where does this come from?
A lot of living.
Yeah?
A lot of living. Yeah, of course.
Tell us a little bit about the living.
Ray does a lot of things. He's not just a tennis.
I have. So yeah, it's really interesting. So I grew up in Ohio, and I was one of 5 Asian people in a class of 550. And there's, interestingly enough, so I grew up with model minorities in my world. All 5 of us were ranked in the top 10. So that's what we grew up, we were all, I didn't know that Asian people could be, like I came to LA and there's an Asian post worker. Like what's going on? Did they not study? I mean, how do you become, everyone's an engineer or a doctor or something like that.
And that's what you...
And so there's a lot of pressure that I put on myself. I had to deal with a little racism. So early on, I needed to stand up for myself. So people would come by and try to do the ching-chong, ching-chong. And they're hoping that I'm going to turn my cheek and just like, But I'd be like, excuse me, I speak Chinese. Could you say that again? I didn't quite understand. And put them on the spot, and suddenly they have their tails between the legs, right? I remember this incident where I was wrestling. My basketball team thought it'd be cool to wrestle the Asian kid. But it's not cool if the Asian kid pins you. At some point, you're like, okay, this isn't fun, right? They're hoping that they can... And so I had to stand up, find myself, stand up and figure out how to be strong and stand up for myself. I don't think I really grew up that tough. I didn't have a tough childhood, but I did strive for a lot. I pushed hard, and I failed a lot, and that was okay. Like I've failed a ton. You know, my kids, it's the big joke between my kids, and I have two girls, Aiden and Kai. Aiden's 25 and Kai is 23. But I've had all kinds of businesses, and sometimes I'll be on the cusp of success, but I'll be like, do I really want to be selling? Like I had a business with school supplies, and I realized I can make this work, but I have to go and meet all these principals and have to go start and get their list of things and put it online, and I was like, I could make a living doing this, but I don't that's not what I want to do. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of failing.
But also choosing to walk away from things that were not the right fit for you, where it's like not bad, but not the right fit, and having the courage to do that. Right. Not everyone has that, and also it's interesting that you're classifying that as a failure.
Because I think the model minority Asian thing is, we joke about it. If you got an A, that's an Asian fail. You got to get an A plus, right? So if I didn't make a lot of money, I guess in business, and you know, that's a fail, and I had to lose that. I think that's one of the things I did learn to lose, is that what is a fail, what is a success, and I think the thing about tennis, and taking it back in tennis, is that every swing is a success. You can learn something from every swing, right? So every attempt, every relationship we have is something you can learn from, you grow from, and that's good. And sometimes relationships that don't work out and aren't great are exactly what you needed to get to the next point where you could be compatible with the right person that enters your life for that next moment. And we always hope that it's, you know, I'm very romantic, that you meet your childhood sweetheart, and we know people are doing that, and then you're 85 still holding their hands on the beach, and madly in love. But that didn't happen for me, and that's okay. And I keep trying, and that's it, and that's all you can do.
Yeah. And you got your love story.
I do have love stories.
Yeah.
I met my wife in Burning Man.
Oh. I love it.
In 2017, and then, but we didn't really date there. We didn't even have a fling out there, but we just kept in touch. And then she posted something for Christmas, and we started talking on the phone. And it was kind of one good thing that came out of COVID, right? That we are just talking, got to know each other first, and no pressure. It wasn't like we had this fling and felt obligated. Well, we are physical together. We have to get. We just enjoyed each other, and like we really like each other. And then she came out, and she's out here. She's got a green card and all that, and she's been out here for about 4 years now.
Nice.
So yeah.
Love a Burning Man love story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a regular? Are you a burner?
I've been there 8 times, and I love the art. I love the people. I love the love. I really enjoy being able to meet people and give them a really good hug. And that's, you can do some of that here. I mean, we do that here with the crew, gave hugs out. But I try to embrace that all the time. Like, I try to take those ideas of love, patience, tolerance. You know, we need to have a lot of tolerance these days and ages. But it's easier to try to understand people. For me, I think it's a better approach than to try to even hate them. Like, it's like, whatever, your ideas are crazy.
Yeah.
And that doesn't open dialogue. I really want to understand how people think the way they think. I mean, sometimes it's really, I don't understand.
No, but it allows you, if you are open to it, it allows you some compassion to understand that what they're presenting to you or offering to you doesn't really have anything to do with you.
Exactly.
And if you can remember that you've been in that place before too, then kind of you're just disarmed. And, and you're right. We all need to be a bit more like that.
Listening is a great thing. I mean, I mean, when we go and get back to our lesson, Lex, I mean, that idea of just listening is huge. And it's probably why, you know, we do have such a great relationship, as opposed to me always, I am not the person that knows everything. I only offer perspective.
I thought you did.
Nope, sorry. Should we end this right now? I don't know anything, but I try my best, and that's pretty much it. But I do offer perspective, and that's all. It's like, well, I know you're angry about the situation and this person did this to you, but here's maybe a lesson that you could maybe take from it. And I think that's the best thing, because it happened. Whatever happened, happened. How do you take that moment and make it the best you can? Get something from that moment, that experience. Yeah.
Do you have any practices that keep you...
Yeah. My mantra is basically, nothing matters. Just try your best. And I think that's important. It helps me because, you know, I was dealing with trying to be at high level. I have cousins and stuff. I was supposed to be a doctor. You know, I'm a failed Asian because I wasn't a doctor or an engineer. But
you have to rebrand that.
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
Asian.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
So that has helped me take pressure off myself, and also even off the pressure off of trying to be the perfect husband, the perfect dad. Look, I'm just trying my best, and I think people get that. I'm not. If I hurt you or bother you or annoy you, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying my best. Can we let it go and start again? You know. So that helps me a lot, and I feel like I just discovered that. And you know, as an actor, you audition a lot, and so much not getting what you want. All these parts, you put everything in a part, and you don't get it again and again and again, and you have to realize and within yourself that it doesn't matter. It's not about getting that part. You just did your best, and if everything aligns, yay. If it doesn't, move on.
It wasn't your ball.
It wasn't your ball. Yeah, exactly. And so it's helped me through everything, you know, and it just kind of keeps me even keel and balanced, and not, I don't get too upset about things, and try not to.
Yeah.
Did Nothing Matters come from an experience, or is it just something you've learned over the...
I think it really did come from the putting pressure on myself to become, because, you know, my parents would only see me as a successful actor if I were on a series and everybody knew me and I was famous. That's the level. You're either successful, everybody knows you, or you're a failure. Right? There's not a gray. And so it took me a while to be proud of the fact that, hey, I made a living as an actor. I have done a lot. I didn't appreciate what I had done. I was just always looking for but that's where I'm going. And I didn't realize I was getting a little closer to my goal, but it was never fast enough. And so much of that world is uncontrolled. You can't control. You know, one of my dear friends is a casting director, and he once told me, I went after an audition, Ray, you did great, but you lost the part to someone who needed one more job for their health insurance, and they have cancer. Like, by all means, take that job. I don't want, you know. So those things you can't control any of that, right? So in order to deal with that, I think that's what I came up with, and it really helps me with everything. Tennis matches, competition. That when we play points and things, I want you to adopt that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, really doesn't. Like, if I win a point or you, it doesn't matter. Just try your best, and then that's where we can get better. And that's as long as we're getting better and moving towards something or releasing something. That's a success, and so that's what it is. It's understanding the small successes are worth something versus these big prizes, right? And, you know, your shows, you are the prize, and so everything we do every day, there's a chance to feel like I'm worthy. Mm-hmm. I'm a good person. I did do something today, and it doesn't have to be winning an Academy Award. It can be just like helping someone with their math, like, or reading to kids, or I don't know, helping an old lady across the street.
The irony is that those are the things that make you feel better about yourself. These bigger moments of quote unquote success, I think they're often hard to even hold on to. Mm-hmm. They don't really, I don't know if it's because of the expectation of, you think, what will this change about me or my life when I get that thing? But people talk about it all the time. I got the role. I got the award. And it didn't feel the way I thought it was going to feel. It didn't fundamentally change the cells in my body. And then what? If that's what you're chasing all the time, that's...
I think that's the same with money too. And that's one of the things about money too. It's like, okay, you have a lot of money. I'm like, what am I buying? I'm making a lot. I'm working really hard for a lot of money so I can buy a bigger house, a nicer car, more expensive clothes, maybe a name brand. But those are, you know, and I think that's why there's a lot of people who are ultra rich that are not finding happiness. Mm-hmm. It's not parallel.
It isn't.
It's really about finding those small moments, and there are a lot of chances for small moments. Mm-hmm. Even a smile. Like, sometimes it's just like, how are you doing today? Mm-hmm. Like, good. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Win for the day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And there's always opportunities to do that. I feel the more I mature, the braver I am to just talk to strangers. I talk to strangers all the time. And
I can see that.
Yeah. My
so
kids would complain about it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dad, can we move on?
Yeah.
We're trying to get there.
Yeah.
Talk to 10 strangers, but I do love that connection. It's all about connection, and maybe that's it for me. Like, my thing is connection. I want to connect to people. I want to help people. That's why I've always taught tennis. No matter what I've done a lot of things, but the one consistent thing I do is I keep a small stall of students that I love and adore. Mm-hmm. And that helps me start the day. I usually have lessons in the morning, 7 or 8, and then I start the day and do whatever I do. But it's a great way to start the day, and someone needs my guidance, and sometimes it's, you know, therapy, you know, and it's good if I can help out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you protect your energy when you're, you know, quote unquote playing therapist? Because that's a lot of...
Yeah, you know, I'll say this. For me, and maybe that's my thing, I never feel drained. I always feel charged up, right? If someone feels better, I'm charged up.
Sure.
And it's never draining. I mean, sometimes Lex comes on the court and something big has happened, and we've gone through a lot of things together and talked about a lot of those things. And some horrific things, like really horrific things. But I get charged up if we can say, hey, how do we get the lesson out of this? Mm-hmm. What was good out of this? Yeah. Why did it happen? And how can we make ourselves prepared for the next person? And it makes us better. So how do we become better from that? And that charges me up. I love that. So I don't get drained, I don't think, from that. Do you get drained?
I think it depends. So I very much am like you. I like the connection. I love a genuine connection. I think it depends on where my head is at, and if I am taking on versus being a safe space or holding space for you. And as I've gotten older and done, work on myself, trying to do less of the taking on and just be there for people, which it makes a difference. So, yeah.
What about you, Lex?
No, I don't think I get drained. I think it depends. There are people that are just draining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And I stay away from them. I think I can sense when someone is like, yeah, but in general, no, I'm mostly extroverted. Mostly.
I think that's one of the things we've learned. Yeah. Also, too, it's like we don't need to be. Maybe that's why I'm not as strained. It's like I don't put myself in danger. It's like if there's a guy with a knife and he looks crazy, I'm not going to walk there, right? So you can feel energy. Yeah. When you talked about feeling, it's like I do feel it. Yeah. You can feel energy around you, and you can feel positive energy and negative energy. Yeah. And so I gravitate towards energies that might need my support or help. I gravitate towards positive energy, and I stay away from energy that can be potentially,
That's something I've had to learn.
Yeah.
And I think because sometimes I go toward energy that feels exciting. And exciting isn't necessarily, I'm starting to get better at knowing if the excitement is a good or bad excitement. And, over the past 2 years, like there have been people who I went toward because I was like, ooh, there was something but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But really now in retrospect and having a, situation not work out the way I expected to like partner with someone that, had and I was like, oh, there was something about the energy that gave me pause, but I have this curiosity that I'm like, well, let me get closer. Let me try it out. I also think that I can mostly figure out a situation or be fine in a situation, even if it's not perfect. I'm like, I can adapt. I am now learning.
The swinging with your arms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the patience and where I'm like, I don't actually need to make it work. I should wait for the right ball.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm refining. And I really do think, Ray, we figure these things out on the court, and it's like it translates internally to something I can apply later. Where it's like and there is something about, I don't even know if my serve is getting better, but what's happening to me off the court is getting better.
And I don't even think that those bad relationships that you had are all bad. I think there's something to be gained from that. Yeah. If you had some tingling or it's better to address that than just say, well, I've got a tingling here, but I know it's going to be bad, so I'm going to...
Yeah. I give things time.
Yeah.
But I've taken some risks. I'm not talking romantically. I'm talking some business stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I was like,
sure.
It wasn't. Maybe.
But even romantically, you have, at least since we've known each other, it's like you make a slight pivot.
Yeah.
And you're just like, the trail is getting sharper or better. Yeah. And you kind of are like, no, that alley is not. Yeah. That might have been exciting a little bit ago, but now I'm like.
Yeah.
I mean, without getting, but I know there were some, in your family life, there were people that made you not comfortable and unsettling, and they didn't help you. And I love that you've come to peace with some of that. And that's it. You learned how to to deal with that. Or sometimes she'll be like, that's residual from that relationship.
Yeah.
Step away. And
I don't need to do that again.
Yeah. But these are all things that help us learn, you know, and I think every relationship, I mean, I know about a lot of your relationships, probably more than most tennis coaches know about their students' relationships. But that being said, I don't ever think you made the wrong choice. I'm always like, you got something from all of those.
Yeah, totally.
All of those.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you got a novel from one of those, like, definitely. We won't talk about that right now.
A collection of essays.
Yeah.
I do have a collection of essays. Look out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, you know, you have had such an impact on not just my game, but like how I approach life, and that's, I mean, I wish that on everyone.
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity because adults don't play enough. I mean, I think that's one of the things.
Yeah.
And one of the ways I teach is I want you to be playful. I want you to try for things, you know. I hit the ball. I do the macro thing where I hit the ball behind my legs, but I've taught that to many students, not because it's a smart shot or something they can even really do, but to teach about footwork. But try it, have fun, and you know, I've never seen a student not smile trying to do that. So we're in the moment, and that's the one thing too that tennis does is, and sports, you are present. You better be, otherwise the ball's going to hit you in the head. You've got to be present, and we're very present, and that allows us to be present with what's going on in your life and business and all those things. And I think that's great. I mean, I feel like Lex's backhand is killer. Any agents out there, check out her backhand. Maria Sharapova ain't not getting nothing on your backhand. But the thing is, too, I feel like your life is also like your backhand. You are hitting some amazing shots. I love that you're doing this podcast. You're like, this is an idea that you are knocking it out. You're having a great time. You're going for it. Where this goes, it doesn't matter. We can't control that, but you're going for it, right? And that's the same thing on the tennis court. There have been a couple times I'll hit a ball and it's way out, and I thought, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You get it, and I think you will surprise yourself sometimes.
You surprise myself.
And I think, yeah, you know, I definitely have students who've thought they're not athletes, and I always try and instill you are, you're an athlete, and it's interesting when they embrace that idea. I am an athlete, and they really believe it. It shows up. It's there. And so just thinking, and manifestation is one of the things I think you guys talk about too. But if you feel it, like I'm an athlete, it shows up. It shows up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the books that I read about, you know, self-help, not even self-help, but whatever, it says you need to start feeling it before it's going to come.
Yeah.
And I've started doing that, and it makes such a difference getting you out of your head.
Yeah.
And into, I guess where I feel it is kind of in my chest, my heart chakra or whatever, but yeah, it does make a difference to believe it before you see it.
And when you talk about feeling, there's a lot of senses. So I actually teach sometimes, I make people listen to my footwork.
Yeah.
Like, you hear that? I sometimes have them, we close our eyes, and I'll like have you swing with your eyes closed, right? And it's an interesting thing when you're not trying to hit the ball, you're not trying to do anything, you're just letting your body do its thing. Yeah, people swing beautifully if they aren't trying to do anything and they just close their eyes and picture themselves doing it, and consistently, like so. When the ball comes, if you can just hold on to that, you're good. You're good. So
some real gems, Ray. I mean, just the, you know, knowing nothing matters, which is a great line also from Wicked. Nothing matters, but knowing nothing matters.
Oh, I did not know that.
And then just the foundation. And also, I think reframing the failures as, instructions or pivots or watch outs for the next thing that you're doing.
I would even rephrase that, and I'm change that too. There's no such thing as failures or success. As an actor, I don't even want to hear good or bad. If you think you're good and you're not, that's not helpful either. So I think the thing is to create your own barometer of where you're at, and kind of be happy with that and understand it's always a process. If you think you're perfect and you got it down, well, let's start with that right there, right? Because we're always have the opportunity to evolve and grow and become better. And if you adopt that on the tennis court or in life, you will get better. You will get better. And the first time you were on the court with me versus now, it's night and day. And it wasn't like you try to get to a pro level your first lesson. It was just simple being present, doing this one small step at a time. And then you're hitting the ball well. And that's all it is. And that's life. That's the beauty of life, is that you can your whole life continuously get better.
Do you remember why you started playing tennis?
Well, I had shoulder surgery, which is a really cool time to pick up a sport that you need your shoulder for. But my surgeon did such a good job that I was like, after I did PT, I was like, what else can this arm do? And that is when I picked up tennis. But Ray was not my first tennis coach. My first tennis coach, I picked out on Thumbtack. This is a life hack. When you are hiring someone to do something, you go on Thumbtack and you just pick the hottest person. And then it's that. So my first tennis coach was actually Jimmy Buffett's son.
Right. Oh, that's right. Right. Yeah.
He's no longer coaching. And then when Jimmy got sick, he stopped coaching. And I was looking for a coach, and a good friend of mine, Ludo, said that he had a great coach. And I think at the time I didn't even know Ludo played tennis, or I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, Ludo was like, Ray is the best. And I will say, to Ludo's credit, he's a very particular person. And I was like, if Ludo thinks Ray is great, Ray is got to be great.
Great.
Yeah. And it was, some people are like, you still have a coach? Have you been playing for 5 years? And yes, I have. And I will have a coach forever, as long as you will have me, because I like that I'm always getting better. That is that's an exciting feeling. And I think, to your point of as adults, we don't play enough. To gain a new skill as an adult, and then to be improving on that skill and having someone give you feedback and just be in it with you. Yeah. And I really don't ever want to become, I'm not looking to be like Serena Williams,
That's not the goal.
I just want to play tennis forever.
Yeah.
Because I love it. It is so fun. And I do think it's kind of making me a better person.
You got to find the joy in it, and I think you do. And
Yeah,
we find the
I
joy in
do.
tennis. We find that I look forward to our lessons, right? That's the joy of it. And everything we do, I think, is that's another mantra. Just find the joy in it. Remember the joy in it. Acting, it's not about the job. It's the joy in it.
Yeah. It's the joy in everything. It's the joy in, I always get to, what are the shades of green that I see in front of me, because there are endless shades when I'm outside. Or I had to go run an errand the other day, and I was like, oh, I have to get in the car. And then I was like, do you remember how excited you were when you were 16 to get in the car and turn the radio on and then all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, this is a joyful experience. So
Yeah, I recently got a new car, and it's a fun car, and it's weird because I really was kind of in the same, I drive, and I got to try. I can't wait to drive. And, so it is perspective. For me, that's the word, is perspective.
Yeah.
I was in Washington, D.C., and I saw this big mural. And perspective has always been sort of a mantra in my life, but I took pictures from 9 different perspectives, and they felt different, like one with a wall in it, one where it was just her open, one with this barbed wire in the forefront. And it's the same mural.
yeah.
But man, those pictures felt different.
Another gem. It's also a great way to just think about, compassion and the experience that other people are going through. And, we may be looking at the same thing, but we're looking at it through different lenses or baggage or whatever. Yeah. All right, Ray, I guess I got to sign up for tennis.
Got to sign up for tennis. You're in.
And
You're in.
I am always looking for new partners. I would really love
yeah.
it if you played tennis. I haven't wanted to push it on you, but
I'd love a tennis skirt. That'd be fun.
I would love to play tennis with you in skirts. We could get You Were the Prize uniforms.
Totally. What's the tennis match called? The You Were the Prize Open? But
Coming
everybody
soon.
would get prizes.
And everyone, but we don't want to be one of those clubs where everyone gets a trophy. Or kind of.
They're their own trophy.
You were your own trophy.
I think, a laugh and a giggle is your trophy. You get that medal. That's your medal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I thought about, I'm like, oh, Ray has to come on the podcast, which is, months ago actually, but I've just been thinking about it because I had said, like, no one makes me feel like more of the prize than you. I mean, I really like being on the court with you as always, even when I'm having a shit day. I like, by the time I toddle off and someone else is coming to have a lesson, I'm like,
usually you don't leave the court.
I don't.
Usually you're always better, and there's something about a smile. There is something about like enjoying and laughing, and I don't think adults do that enough. We do get caught up in sort of the responsibilities of being an adult, and we don't play. And by just having a lesson once a week, you are guaranteed an hour of play.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and there's nothing like that feeling of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then you do an activity that feeling, then you're just like, what? Why, what, where did that come from? Why was that so? Because you've done something that does matter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, on the tennis court for you. We'll schedule that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank you guys. It's been lovely and fun.
It's been great having you. Yeah.
Good.
A lot of gems. There's always a lot of gems with Ray. And now we can share them with you guys. So.
Go pick up a racket, hit some balls.
Yeah, and we'll let you know when the You Are the Prize Open is is coming.
That'd be cute merch.
It would be.
I'll donate an hour lesson to
the winner.
Yeah, to the winner. Or you know what? I will say this. Maybe let's do this. Let's do fun. Okay. How about this? Let's do a prize. We're talking about prizes.
Yeah.
First person that wants to comment in the aisle and wants a tennis lesson, listen to the podcast, say, I want a lesson, and I will offer you a free hour lesson. The first person who comments.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay, I love it. You heard it.
Done deal.
It's going to be Alex, so you better act fast.
If you're associated with this production, you are not qualified.
Well, thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
It has.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Now I gotta get my tennis racket.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on another episode of You Are the Prize. Until next time, go do something that feels like you.
And we hope that means liking and subscribing. Find us on Instagram at youaretheprize_pod, on TikTok at youarethePrizePod, and you can find us on YouTube.
Don't forget to check out our other episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
This has been a Studio Stab production in collaboration with The Champ Effect. Original music by Scott Martin.